chit-chatting before the... Oh, look at that. A couple seconds of chit-chatting before the intro. Here we go.
That's why it's really important to have a plan and understand what your goals are.
In fact, my camel out there is suffering right now with a broken back.
So I actually found Pepe when it was only a couple of hours old, and I'm like, oh, this is a funny meme.
Oh my god.
Yo! Who is this DJ?
The old man is swing trading over years at a time. And it's like, that's where the real money is made.
The answer is a permanent loss. With single-sided staking, you don't have to worry about a permanent loss.
Really, at the end of the day, it's just the matter of a macro market. It's just what happens.
If you're aware, if you're disciplined, you can hone that into further financial growth.
Financial freedom, so we can actually live life and not have to be constantly living paycheck to paycheck. I mean, that's the ultimate goal, more or less, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, crypto degenerates, ducks and squirrels, and Mama Dog, welcome to the DGen Roundtable's Whiskey Wednesday for today, the year of our Lord 2026. It is currently March 25th. The price of Bitcoin is $100 billion per token. The price of Hex is still 20% of a penny. And we are all happy and awesome and doing great. And the dollar is still $1. And we're not concerned with that, because we're living life large. We're having a good time. I'm here hanging out tonight with my good friend Brendan, the Anonymous Bean. Brendan, what's up, broski? How are you doing, good sir? We're both sipping our emergency alcohol stash tonight, aren't we?
Well, you know, I'm at home, so I have an emergency stash, and then I have my non-emergency stash. Tonight is one of my emergency stashes for sure. So I actually am starting with these two little guys. I think I'm going to start with the one that I am unsure about first, and that is the Pecan. This is a select cask single malt Thai whiskey, and I don't know about you, but I've never had a Thai whiskey before.
A Thai whiskey.
So I wonder if it's made with rice or not.
I mean, shit, dude, I don't know. I'm having Albany, New York, and Lewiston, Maine, cinnamon flavored malt beverage with natural whiskey and other flavors with caramel color. Fireball, baby.
You know, I always get the Fireball when we're skiing. So I usually buy like a sleeve of 10 of the Fireball and a sleeve of 10 of the Dr. McGillicuddy's. Personally,
Dr. McGillicuddy's is delicious.
Personally,
we do like the Dr.
McGillicuddy's because it is that nice, delicious flavor of minty freshness. And I don't mind the Fireball, but if I'm going to choose between the two of them, it's probably going to be Dr. McGillicuddy's. And I think we might have a friend that we can add to the stage.
Oh, shit. Look at that. We do have a friend to add to the stage. We've got Mr. Dace Northall rocking and rolling on in here. What's up, broski? How you doing?
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Yo,
dude, life is good. I was just talking to Dace earlier about, oh man, the boys are rolling up. We've got the fellas too. Check it out. I don't know if you guys can see, but they're doing some fucking sick rips out here at the Jam Ranch. Oh man,
nice.
Yeah. I told them that I had to stream at 7 and that, you know, whatever they were doing in the shop, that's what I'm going to be doing at 7. So they are now mocking me and having fun. So that's good to see. I'm glad that they're enjoying themselves. It's fucking awesome. But Dace, yo, broski, what's up, dude? What's new and exciting with you? How you been, man?
Man, I worked all day through some strep throat, so it's been a challenging day, bro. I'm wiped out. But
Oh man, that is
you gotta push through sometimes. You gotta do what you gotta do.
yeah, dude. Yeah, bro, you gotta fucking
yeah.
push through.
All in all, I'm not bad. Spirits are decently high now that I've eaten something. I get pretty crabby when I don't eat. Work through the day, especially when I don't feel good. So I've eaten, and I was like, okay, I feel better. Let's hop on.
Said glad to
Shit,
join
I
us.
was physically muted.
And
Brendan was. Brendan was. That's hilarious. I had to mute myself because of all the driving quads around. Sorry, Brendan. What were you saying?
I was going to say, good to have you, Dave. Sorry, a little bit under the weather. Hope you feeling a little bit better soon. I was under the weather on Monday, but that was because I may or may not have had a Sunday fun day, and that went a little bit later than anticipated.
A Sunday fun day.
That in a while.
That'll do it. It will do it. I haven't had one of those in a very long time, and definitely not in any shape to have one anytime soon right now.
Well, hopefully by Sunday you're feeling better.
Good for you. Yeah, for sure. We got to put it together for Sunday morning.
That's awesome.
So I'm going to try this Thai whiskey, Prakan.
I'm not familiar. I've had a bunch of the different Japanese ones back in my
So Dave, I don't think you were
days.
on during December, but someone gave me one of those whiskey advent calendars in December where it comes with literally a shot of whiskey from a random country in the world.
How cool.
What's not a shot? It's like I don't know, 50 milliliters, like normal like bottles, mini bottles. Some people call them airplane bottles. Some people call them nips. I personally call them nips. But yeah. So there's it's like an advent calendar, but for alcoholics, I guess. I guess I'm not good enough at being an alcoholic because I have not finished my advent calendar from December. So I was just telling Will in the green room that I have so I have 4 left. I'm going to drink 2 tonight, and then I'll have 2 left, and then I get my Christmas one, which is like a larger bottle. It looks like maybe it's a 5th or something. And so Prakan tonight, and then I have this one, which is a Dingle Irish whiskey, which I have had Dingle before. I don't know if I've had this specific one. But let's give the Prakan a try.
Hell yeah, dude. That is so cool.
Ooh.
I love that it's called Dingle. Like is that the brand, or is that like the style? What is that?
Well, so Dingle is a part of Ireland. I believe it's called Dingle Peninsula. I have not been there. But it is on our list of things to do when we go back in like the summertime, because you have the Dingle Peninsula and then the islands. Wait, did we do the Dingle Peninsula? We might have done the Dingle Peninsula. I can't remember, but we couldn't do the islands. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did do the Dingle Peninsula. But anyway, it's an area in Ireland. We didn't get to spend a lot of time there. We kind of just rushed around that area. But yeah, if anyone hasn't been to Ireland, I highly, highly recommend it. Like, we've only been to a few places, Brendan and I together, but we already want to go back to Ireland, and that's probably going to happen here in the next year or two. So, great place to go with friends. Great place to have some fun. Stay in Dublin for a couple of days, but go to the villages. Like, people are nice. It's a good time. There's live Irish folk music all over the place. Every night you can find somewhere, and really is truly a special place that really has that local feel in each of the villages, each of the counties. So yeah, shout out to Ireland. But anyway, didn't mean to sidetrack on a whiskey conversation, but it is Whiskey Wednesday, so that is allowed.
I like it, bro. I was always wondering, like, in like culture and things, you always see like films and videos of like British and Irish people singing in bars and like doing that sort of thing. Is that like common over there? Is that popular? Because you don't see people in America singing in bars unless it's like karaoke night. Is that like
it's not popular. It is like every bar.
Oh,
it's not just popular. It's like every bar.
Damn.
Yeah. Essentially it depends on where you are, but yeah. So like, look, you go to a pub in Ireland, especially if it's like in a major pub and it's busy season or whatever. I mean, you might not get in the door. Like after work, they're there. It's about 50s year round. We went in December, so it was 50s, misty, but temperature change doesn't really change during the day or at night that much, so it really isn't too bad. But yeah, I mean, we found so they have multiple types. So they have like your normal cover bands, which they do, British music, they do American music. but then if you look closely, you'll definitely be able to find like an Irish folk band, a 4-piece quartet with a fiddle, with a band, maybe a banjo, maybe a guitar. You might have a two-person. You might have a pipe along with them. But yeah, we stayed in 7 different cities, and we were able to find the local Irish music in every bar. And it's not like you pay money to go see them. They're just sitting there in a bar. And, one of the bars, it was tiny, but like people were packed in. There's probably 100 people in this bar. I couldn't even move. And everyone's like, oh, come in, get closer. And so everyone's super friendly and really, really nice. The first night we got to Dublin, we're just like at a bar and we're asking these people, like, we're like, hey, what should we do? We didn't really research Dublin. And they're like, in thick Irish, accent, Gaelic accent, whatever you want to call it. They're like, oh, we'll tell you what's the crack. So apparently in Ireland, if you want to know what's going on for the night, you have to say, what's the crack?
What's the crack?
Like,
okay.
What's up tonight?
What a fascinating saying.
Yeah. So these people, they're like, oh, we'll tell you what's the crack, but you have to come to the next bar with us and have a pint first. So they drag us to the next bar. We have a pint with these random strangers and they tell us what to do. And It was a great time. And so Ireland, really, our experience of Ireland was kind of exactly what you kind of make it out to see in movies. I didn't see any fights, so maybe that was the one part missing, but I feel like that's like the Boston Irish. I don't know.
Okay.
But we were also there in the off season, so maybe more fights in the, but yeah, so lots of live music, lots of people singing. Yeah. Great time.
I love how they have a fight season over there. That's freaking crazy. I have an article here that Mr. Dace has been so kind to share with us about singing. Dace, Broski, before I pull it up, do you want to give any preamble or anything?
No, go for it. I just thought it was I had shared that in the music subgroup of our Telegram.
Yeah.
Over at DJ Roundtable. And I think it's probably a reason why, whether it's karaoke or Irish folk, it's not like why there's so much singing associated at bars. I think it's interesting.
Yes. So basically the TLDR for the folks at home who have not heard about this before is that singing skyrockets your immune system. So like the act of singing, it bolsters your ability to create antibodies and all sorts of other cool stuff. I remember there was a word for it. It's like your lymphatic system or something, man. The vagus nerve. That's what it is. So beyond the chemical boost, singing functions as physical medicine by activating the vagus nerve to calm the body. All right. This process reduces cortisol, the primary stress hormone, and balances the immune response. So I think it's super, super freaking awesome. Basically, like if you're singing, then you get better antibodies. So like join the friends in singing and sing your heart out. Doesn't matter if you can hold a tune or not. If you can't hold a tune, then learn how to learn some pitch and stuff, but it's freaking excellent. So yeah, singing every morning, high vibe chanting and prayers, doing meditation, just kind of humming along. All that shit is fantastic and great. And I remember you had sent this to me personally, Dace, and I was like, oh my God, this is so cool that I'm saving it in my little, I have a health section in my second brain. So I put that in there and it's freaking sweet, man. So for the folks at home, if you guys think singing is bullshit or you think singing is no fun, then you got another thing coming. Singing it increases your immune system.
I thought you were going to say let us know in the comments, but you said you got another thing coming.
Yep.
Well, I happen to love singing. I love karaoke. It's one of my favorite things to do, and I suck at it. But maybe it's helping my immune system. That's why I haven't been singing much in the last 6 years.
Bro, singing is great. And like, I will say that like in the Marine Corps, there's nothing quite like doing a cadence run, where it's like you're in, a loose formation with the boys, and there's someone who is leading the cadence call. They're just like, they say da 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 da, it's a certain number of syllables, and then the people running repeat it. And then you just go through a story together. And so like cadence runs are one of my favorite things to do in the Marine Corps for like the physical fitness stuff. And I miss that a lot being out in the civilian world. You don't really get to do cadence runs anywhere. But yeah, it's super good to just sing with the boys and hang out and have fun. Speaking of the boys, we've got Mr. Marco of the Jam Ranch over here. Marco says hello to everybody. He's got his awesome Mexican hat and everything. And yeah, we're having a good time. We're getting drunk. I'm fucking 2 Fireball nips down already, broski. Oh, you're gonna have some cold ones? Fuck yeah! So the boys at the ranch are having some cold ones. We're over here streaming and having a good time. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome. So, anyways,
Cheers,
singing
cheers.
is great. If you guys in the comments have any sort of songs that are like your favorite song to sing karaoke, or that's your favorite thing to sing with your friends, or just like hum to yourself in the shower, whatever the fuck, let us know, because like I'm always looking for more fun and fancy and folksy songs to sing. My favorite type of music is the music that you can get other people involved in, like and create like a cool bonding experience. Like I like me some metal, I like me some good old fashioned rock and roll, but like my favorite type of music is the more folksy stuff. It's like, everybody can play this game. It's like what you were talking about, Brendan, the stuff that they sing in the bars and things. So anyways, that's my little 2 cents. Speaking of the folks in the chat and everything, there's a part of the show that we have not got to yet. We haven't done the chat motherfucking shoutouts, ladies and germs. I can't see if it's showing up on screen. Oh yeah, we do. We got it. We got the chat motherfucking shoutouts. This is my my chat shoutouts hex infinite doodle pad, and let me tell you, this thing is getting dirtier and dirtier every time I put it. Not dirtier, but like the little pressings on the screen get more and more cluttered every time I put it in. But we've got a whole bunch of the folks at home. We've got a bunch of you guys that are watching and hanging out. There's 14 of y'all's, 6 on YouTube, 8 on Twitter. We love each and every single one of you. So let's go ahead and see what's going on. First and foremost, we've got Mr. Frank White rolling in with the bang bang DGen gang. Bang bang to you too, sir. Good to see you, Frank. Welcome to the show, amigo. Frank White, by the way, for those of you guys who don't know, is one of the best marketers for the plstart.me. So if you need to find any of the links in the Pulse Chain sphere, you just go to plstart.me, and he's got all of the links right over there, and and that's where you can find everything. Next up, we've got Mr. Paul Sachs Double Aught, who says Hallo und guten Abend. I don't know what Abend is.
Guten
I'm
Abend.
guessing that's Wednesday. Guten Abend.
No, good afternoon.
Does that mean
good evening? I should say good evening.
Oh, good afternoon, good evening. Okay, excellent. Well, good
evening.
Guten Abend. Guten Abend to you as well, Mr. Paul Sachs. Glad that we could have you with us today. Oh shit, the boys are bringing me a fucking brewski. Hey, cheers to the boys at the Jam Ranch, bringing me beers live on stream. You guys saw it here first. They say cheers right back. We're doing the chat shoutouts right now, so we're talking to the folks in the audience. That's great. Y'all are the fucking best. Thank you so much. This is fantastic. So we've got Mr. Paul Sachs, who says Hallo und guten Abend. Guten Abend to you too, good sir, as well. Glad to see you, Mr. Paul Sachs, a good real-life friend of mine. I've met him quite a few times, and we've had some fantastic shooting experiences and drinking times and gone to some meetups together. An excellent DGen. We fucking love you, broski. And speaking of excellent DGens, we've got Mr. Ken Turian54X, who says, what's up, DGens? What's up to you, broski? Glad that we could have our favorite pilot, farmer, and dungeon master with us in the chats tonight.
Yes,
For those of you guys who don't know.
What's up, Turian?
Yeah, what's good, broski? What's good? I'm excited for our next D&D section, which I totally don't know when it is or where it is, but I'll check the Dungeons and DGens chat, and we'll get into it later. So glad that we could have you with us, broski. We've also got Mr. Fast Abdul, who lets us know and reminds us all that he is indeed here for the tech. Mr. Fast Abdul is building the tech. He is doing the tech. He is all about the tech. I'm glad that somebody's here for the tech.
Yeah, man.
And
I'm
personally here.
Welcome.
I was just gonna say I'm personally here for the price action. The tech is pretty neat too, but like I like the price action best. Hail yeah. And then so we got an update from Mr. Paul. Some of the best music involves gang lyrics, touches the soul. I'm not sure what gang lyrics means. I think gang lyrics means like, the people that hang out and do the cool stuff all together. So that's freaking awesome. Freaking awesome. We've also got Mr. Hexagon Lost in Asia, who says, yep, chat motherfucking shoutouts. Goddamn right. You made it, broski. You made it. You are right on time. You got here for the chat shoutouts. We are recognizing you. We love you. And we are glad that you're lost in Asia. You're probably having a fantastic time right now. I imagine it's, oh man, I don't know what time it is over there. It's got to be early. It's got to be early in the morning. But good to see you, man. Love that we can have you with us tonight. Paul Sachs, love you too, broski. See, you were at Texas 2K. Yep, it was a great event. It was absolutely fantastic. So I was there with these fine gentlemen from Magnus Motorsports, and man, the races are so fucking cool. I love to be able to go to the races and not be like a regular audience member, be like part of the oh, what do you call it? The support crew. So like, because Magnus Motorsports is one of the sponsors for the Texas 2K. So that was super cool, an excellent race and super awesome. So glad that you noticed that, broski. He's paying attention to my stories on Instagram. That's fantastic. We've also got Mr. Moondog here, who reminds us all that love and light are some of the most important things in the world. Good to see you, Mr. Moondog. Love you, broski. And man, I if you're watching this stream live, man, I have no idea what's your most recent posts about the AI stuff and all of the different game stuff were. That was way too much, bro. I sent you a message asking for a TLDR, but my God, bro, I love your messages, and sometimes they are just chock-a-block full of information. Oh, and he lets us know, by the way, Mr. Hexagon Lost in Asia, that it is 7:20 a.m. over there. And wow, that's fantastic. So you are exactly 12 hours opposite of whatever it is I am over here in Texas. So
I wonder if he's at the Hex Cafe sipping down some Darjeeling, listening to the DGen Roundtable.
I forgot about the Hex Cafe, man. Man, that'd be sick. I wish that I could watch, DGen Roundtable at 7 in the morning while my day is like starting. That's fucking cool, man. I am envious of you, Mr. Hexkid Lost in Asia. You need to create a stream that starts 12 hours from now so that I can watch you in the mornings.
I will also say that if you're not sucking down Darjeeling and you're sucking down whiskey, well, we're okay with that too, because it is 5 o'clock somewhere, my friend.
It is 5 o'clock somewhere. We love it. We love it. We love it. We love it and light it. Love and light, everybody. Yep. Oh, and Mr. Paul Sachs has the update that gang lyrics are your guitarists and drummers with background lyrics, usually used in hard rock. Okay. All right. That is good to know. Most excellent. Most excellent. Excellent. And that, ladies and germs, catches us up on the chat shoutouts. Mr. Dace, Mr. Brendan. My God, have you guys any thoughts on anything that's been going on in the recent past, or that you think is going to happen in the recent future that you would like to chittery chat about today? Brendan, I know that you had said something in the leadership chat about about
a lot of things going around on the Clarity Act that got passed, or is in the process of getting passed. It's passed the House. I think it still needs to pass the Senate. It's my understanding. But seems like that is likely to happen. And so, yeah, that's there's been a lot of conversations about that because, originally, I think one of the most interesting aspects of it that, well, at least people have been talking about the most is originally it had a stablecoin yield in there so that, you can put your hard-earned dollars into USDC or USDT or DAI, and you can gain yield just by sitting it on an exchange. And that yield will pay you far more than any bank account will pay you or savings account will pay you. And so banks didn't like that very much. And so there's a bit of a battle between the banks and the Crypto Clarity Act. And I wonder, Will, if you were to guess, who do you think won on the stablecoin yield aspect of this crypto bill?
I mean, if I had to guess, I would guess the bankers who are financing everything.
Yes. So stablecoin yield is not approved in this act. Yep. Now you can still gain yield in DeFi. You can still gain yield with what they call active. The verbiage, but essentially, if it's active rather than just sitting there passively. Like if it's doing something, like if you stake ETH, right, it's doing something for the blockchain. You can still get your rewards, but specifically just stable coins sitting there. I'm sure there's smart contracts that you'll still be able to get your stable coin yield on, but it can't sit on Coinbase and we'll see. Again, it's fully passed yet. We'll see what it turns into. But what are you gonna say, Dace?
So 90 minutes ago, Coinbase came out and said, we can't support this bill in its current form. I don't know if that means the White House withdraws its support, or if they push it through without it. They've claimed before that they're not going to support something that Coinbase doesn't back, basically, back in January. Yeah, I know the bankers wanted to revisit the Clarity Act, which has already been passed. No, the Genius Act, which has already been passed, defining the terms, reward versus yield. And when the current administration said, no, we're not going backwards, that's when the bankers really fully dug their heels in. And so, yeah, well, the latest development is that Coinbase is formally not supporting it. I don't know if that's going to change the course of things, but that is an interesting development. We've also seen Circle stock drop, I think, in the 16 to 20% range in the past 24 hours since this latest iteration of the deal has come forward.
Yeah, it dropped 30%, and it did get some of those gains back today, then lost some of them towards the end of the day. But yeah, I think, like you said, sitting around, actually was looking at the chart before I don't accidentally exit out of it. But we were at, I think it was, like you said, 16, 17% down after that news. Now, it did do more than a 2x, right? Like in the last month or something. So it had been going crazy. And so it's also a good time for people to take profit when there's some potential poor news. We'll see what it is in the end. But, if you ask me what's going to happen to stablecoin yield if it's not past the United States, well, it's just going to go to overseas exchanges and they're going to get more yield. So I don't know if it's in the best interest of the United States to have people staking and maybe getting yield in other tokens or other currencies. But it isn't, it does bring up this question that, okay, if you're not going to be able to yield on stable coins, at least here in the United States, like, does that push people more towards DeFi? Does that push people more towards decentralized protocols where your coins are actually, having some active use and you're getting paid rewards due to that activity? And that is something I've seen people starting to debate already on crypto Twitter. And I think that's something that we'll probably want to chop up as this goes potentially to the Senate, and as we follow it through there. I don't think Whiskey Wednesday is somewhere where we need to chop it up fully, but it is a very interesting thing that I think people need to keep an eye on, because again, it may drive more money towards DeFi if stablecoin yield isn't available or isn't as available in some markets.
I fully agree, Brendan. And I think markets hate indecision. And I think regardless of what's passed, I think for DeFi crypto people, we will be excited because the world will have decided what the rules are finally. Whether they're, favorable or not for USDC, like you said, DeFi protocols still have unique yield opportunities. And so, it's cool to be on that sort of cutting edge of things as the rules for crypto in general are laid out.
Yeah, I think, was it 2 weeks ago, Will, we were talking about a yield opportunity within the Pulse Chain ecosystem that I've been working a little bit. Was that a couple weeks ago?
The actuator stuff?
Actuator protocol, yeah.
Yeah, man. Fucking love that thing.
So I'm just curious, just to 2 weeks, I'm curious what I've gained in rewards.
Just 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks.
That would be yeah, go ahead.
I don't really care what it is in dollar, but I care what it is in like terms of hex, because essentially, right, I have the HTTs and then I have hex and I'm putting them in a farm, and I'm gaining, let's see, right now my APR is 24% on one and 36.5% on the other. I mean, those are really good yields. So my hope is, like, within the year, I can earn back all the hex that I have in these pools just through rewards. And we'll see if that's possible. Because I'm not staking a huge dollar amount, especially prices, pretty far down. But let's just go to Pitias. Shout out to Pitias.
Good old Pitias.
And let's see what I have here for rewards. Okay, I got those. So some of them I've had there and they're a little bit longer, but not that much longer. Let's see, just as far as goes. What?
Sorry, continue. My dog caught a duck.
What?
And she's eating it right now.
No way. Well, if you need
she just ran past me with a baby duck. That's fucking kick ass.
That is insane.
Oh my god. Whoa. Oh man, I hear the mama duck or the mama goose is fucking freaking the fuck out now. I'm sorry, Brendan. I shouldn't have distracted you, broski. Keep going.
No, you're good. So let's see what I have here. So I've earned some of this is a little bit more than 2 weeks, but not that much. I've earned 11,000 hex in that time. So I think that's pretty good considering the initial investment into this. That's like I've already earned back essentially like, let's see, a tenth of what I've put in from a hex standpoint. So that's pretty interesting. Now there are some other really good protocols out there still paying really good yield. So, I know it feels like depression within the hex ecosystem and within the pulse chain ecosystem, but there are still plenty of ways to earn yield, and there's some great protocols out there that allow you to do it. I feel like this one's, I won't say perfectly safe from impermanent loss, but it does allow a little bit less worry for me when it comes to impermanent loss in the short term. Longer term, yes, a little bit more worry about impermanent loss, but yeah, nonetheless, Clarity is good, and DeFi is going to be unaffected. If anything, again, as Dave said, it's going to be a benefit for DeFi because there's at least some regulations, and people might feel a little bit safer, put some money into those. And look, maybe some big players will want to move away from stable coins into decentralized protocols because they're just not making the same amount of yield as they did. And I'm one looking for a place to put some stable money for yield at the moment. So we'll see what happens there. I cannot hear you, Sir Will, if you were talking.
I was just saying, like, I like that. I like that there's still, even if the Clarity Act does some sort of regulations and stuff on the stable coins, we still have all these other options within the DeFi space. So
yeah, and I don't like seeing the banking system win, right? Like I said even before, like I'd prefer if there was, competition, true competition between these exchanges and banks. And it's funny because banks pay you no yield because they keep none of your money. At least with stable coins, right? Like it's backed, they're fully backed. Usually more than 1-to-1. Not all stable coins, so be careful out there. But the big ones. And I did hear that there's going to be a pretty big audit happening here in the near future.
Oh,
yeah.
What? I'm not familiar with that. What is this pretty big audit?
I'm pretty sure it was either Tether or USDC. Honestly, I just came across it, but someone's going to be doing an audit of their entire backing of their system. I'm sure most of them do it pretty regularly, but I guess this one's going to be much more in depth than what a traditional one is. But I don't have that news for tonight because I have not researched it yet.
Fair enough.
We do have a couple of comments in here. Let's see here. Ooh. Mr. Moondog says, everyone getting comfortable with crypto Clarity feels like a frog not realizing the pot is boiling. To me, someone who's actively watching the temporary exceptions that expire after 1 year. ... Also, government is actively fortifying its crypto seizure pipeline into Trump's BTC reserve. DAI literally went Skynet and added a freeze function. Mushigan died for daring fear still existed. Well, yeah, I mean, I think that in some cases you have to be, weary of anything that is touched by entities that rule the world. So I think that is, exciting. But yes, I think your point of stable coins still being controlled by a larger entity that can turn on and off your funds is very, very important to note. Not every stable coin in the world has, that, but it seems like more and more we're building them in because they want to be adopted by the government. And the reality is most stable coins wouldn't be what I consider what, cryptocurrency was founded on or what it is supposed to be, but it does allow for a benefit within the system for sure. So yes, you have to be careful, especially what you keep in stable coins, but nonetheless, it's still, I feel like one step away from the banking system, which makes arbitrary decisions. Although we just posted, Walrus just posted in our Telegram chat think it was yesterday or this morning, in regards to USDC just shutting off accounts pretty much at will because of a civil lawsuit. It wasn't even a criminal. Stopped. If you look at Zach BT, who does a lot of the investigations, Zach XBT, I believe is his full name. He was talking about it, and essentially Circle froze USDC balances of like 16 hot wallets for various businesses, and that was yesterday. And it's interesting because it kind of just happened without without what he would call like a proper review. And again, a civil case, not even a criminal case. So that does speak to Moondog's comments that you got to be careful where you keep your money, and you got to be careful about entities that have too much power in regards to your, too much centralized power in regards to the funds that you're keeping on the blockchain.
Man, there's a there's a lot of people that'll just take all your fucking goodies, bro. It is a damn shame. It is a damn shame. Dace, do you have any thoughts on any of this stuff? Oh, sorry, go ahead, Brendan.
No, I was going to turn over to Dace if he had anything to share. But as we wait for Dace, maybe he has nothing to share. I will say, I still think that some clarity is better than no clarity. And at least people outside of the true deep DeFi space, the normies maybe will feel more comfortable, getting into some of these protocols due to some clarity if that actually happens. Again, I always, like Moondog, question what the reality is, right? Are there Trojan horses within these bills that actually turn out to be much worse than good, more harmful than beneficial? And that's what he's talking about when he's saying, the frog's in boiling water and doesn't even know it. So we shall see.
And then there's all the unknown unknowns that go with the like this Clarity Act. Like what are going to, well, I guess they would be known unknowns. It's like, what are going to be the fallout things that come several years down the line as a result of this, and like banks implementing new procedures, and like there's obviously the immediate stuff we're worrying about, but it's like, I wonder what are the total surprise things that are going to happen as a result of this. I'm trying to think of an example of like, the Everglades, snakes in the Everglades. For those of you guys that are not in the Everglades, cobras in India. That's what it was. For those of you that are unaware, there was a program in India where they were like, hey, and this is totally foreseeable for those of you in the chats, write down what you think happened after India implemented this thing. But India was like, oh, there's too many cobras in the regular streets of India, so the Indian government is going to pay $10 a head for any cobra that you kill out of the street, and you bring us the head, we'll give you $10 or whatever, 10 Indian dollars at the time. And so what basically happened is a whole bunch of people became cobra farmers, and they started breeding cobras. Like the purpose of the government was to get all of these cobras like out of the city and get people to get rid of them and shit. But what they basically did is like they incentivized people breeding cobras, and the snake problem got even worse because there was a couple people that were bad breeders and they just got loose, and there's fucking snakes everywhere. And so their whole idea was like, oh, we're gonna get rid of all the snakes by incentivizing people to kill the snakes and bring them in. But it's like people just turned into snake farmers, and then they just fucking killed a whole bunch of the snakes they were farming and found a way to do it, with like arbitrage. And it's like there's all sorts of unknown unknowns that come with, and that's probably a predictable one, but like there's all sorts of unforeseen consequences as a result of action taken by government. And oftentimes whenever it has to do with like financial incentives or something, it's like, oh, the smart people are going to find a way to milk the system for all the money that it has. So I'm hoping that the Clarity Act takes power away from the government and takes power away from the bankers and gives power to the people. But like my skeptic side tells me that that's probably not going to be the case. So it is it is what it is. take my thoughts for what they're worth. But yeah, there's just some fun musings that I was having there. So
Yeah, when I was
yeah.
living in Miami, the big thing down there is in the Everglades they have pythons, and those are obviously very much not native to Miami. And the Burmese pythons are super invasive, and they're tens of thousands of them within the Everglades, and so they actually pay people to hunt them there, and I think they've removed like 10,000 plus. But those things are so big, you can't really like breed those in your backyard and take them in. But yeah, interesting. So yeah, what's going to be good and what's going to be bad? And look, even when a bill passes, how it actually gets legislated and how the act actually goes into law takes more time to develop. And so yes, we'll take some time. But overall, like some clarity on some things. And then I'd like to just be able to do my DeFi thing with my commodities, not securities, Gary Gensler. Fuck you.
Yeah.
But yes, I'm a big fan of my commodities in the DeFi space.
You know what's interesting is like how quickly Gary Gensler's like 15 minutes of fame was in there and over. And it's like, I wonder if that's going to be his legacy, is being the guy who was an asshole to cryptocurrency and, basically blockaded a whole bunch of things. And then all of his work got undone, as soon as the next guy came in.
Yeah. I mean, well, the thing is, he actually didn't do any work. All he did was, I'm not going to prove it. I'm not going to prove it. That's a security. That's a security. And it's security too. And so honestly, I don't actually think Gary Gensler did any work, nor did his cohorts that were working for him. They pretty much did the opposite. And so they got paid a lot of money to do jack. And it will give at least the CFTC and the SEC currently, benefit for working together and try to decide, what's a security and what's a commodity together. And then each one, has its has its portion of what needs to be regulated under each of those entities. So I am going to take a little aside here. So I did just try the Irish Dingle Gin, and I'm going to assume this is from the Dingle Peninsula. It doesn't say on the bottle, but it's got to be, right? If it's called Dingle, and it is from County Kerry. Dingle is in County Kerry. So yes, I did go to County Kerry. And 2 more fireballs.
I got 2 more fireballs, and I just remembered I have some emergency liquor lying on the ground just outside my truck from the party at the racetrack the other day. So while you're speaking, continue, Brendan. I'm going to go grab my emergency booze.
Yeah, so I'm just going to say I was going to try this this Dingle Peninsula whiskey from County Kerry, Ireland. And for anyone who's never been, if you ever heard the Ring of Fire. That is pretty interesting as well. And
I heard that Johnny Cash fell into that thing a while back. Was he? What did he ever make it out of that Ring of Fire?
Well,
or is he still stuck in there?
I'm good joking. I call Ring of Fire, but it's really the Ring of Kerry. And the Dingle Peninsula is right around there. So
okay.
Yeah, but yeah, if you ever get a chance to go, it is fantastic. I think the actual Ring of Fire is in the Pacific Ocean. I don't exactly know where it is.
It's the Pacific Ocean.
I know it has to do with volcanoes and things.
It's all the volcanoes that circle around the outskirts of the Pacific Ocean. So like in America, we've got like Mount St. Helens, Mount Hood, Mount Rainier. There's a whole bunch of them up in like Washington, Oregon, and then the top of California. And then it goes like basically all around the Pacific, down like the down like in like the Philippines and things, and then like Hawaii is part of it as well. But that is the Ring of Fire. So
yes, so down in the Dingle Peninsula, Ring of Kerry, and if you get a chance to make that drive, it is beautiful. And then we weren't able, but a lot of people go over the islands and things from there as well. But yeah, let me give this a little tasty taste.
Little bit of a sippity sip.
Not bad. Believe it or not, I actually like the Thai whiskey, the Prakan, a little better. But the Dingle's not bad. It's certainly a drinkable whiskey for a Whiskey Wednesday. And Yeah, it is interesting. Speaking of Ireland, I'm actually going to see an Irish rock band this weekend called Gaelic Storm, and they cover a song, Will, that I showed you when you came to visit Brenda and I when we were in Miami, and it was
The
called
last
Whiskey,
Miami
You're
meetup.
the Devil.
Yes.
Whiskey, You're the Devil. And that is a fantastic song. So if anyone has not listened to it, the original artist is the Clancy brothers, but there is a version out there by Gaelic Storm. And Gaelic Storm has two other songs that that are fantastic. Actually, I like a lot of their songs, but two of my favorite. One is called the Beer Song, and the whole premise of the song is what would the world be like if we didn't have beer and liquor? Like if there was no way to imbibe, what would it look like? What would the world look like? And so the whole song, all of the verses are going through like things that wouldn't exist if people couldn't drink. And then the refrain is essentially like, you can pry my beer from my cold dead hand, drink them up, raise them up, and drink them down. So
shout out to Charlton Heston.
Raise them up and drink them down, boys.
Raise them up and drink them down. By the way, while we're talking about the new alcohols, I have found my my other emergency stash, and this was from the boys over at the racetrack. This is Nevada Smoke Wagon small batch. I believe it is straight bourbon whiskey from Las Vegas. It is a 50%, so 100 proof.
Wow.
And I gotta say, it's got this really cool crest on it with the crossed guns and then a whole bunch of like roses and things like as
Very
the
cool bottle.
glasswork. Yeah,
Very
I like
cool
it a
bottle.
lot. I like it a whole lot. But yeah, this is shout out to the boys over at Magnus Motorsports for passing this bad boy off to me. They're like, "Hey, we've drank way too much, broski. You take the rest of this." So here's to the folks at home. By the way, Dace, are you still with us, amigo? If you are with us, I'm gonna give you a chance to to speak and say some cool things, and then we've got some of the chat shoutouts to rock and roll on through. So I can see you are still muted, broski. Are you here, Mr. Dace? He might have he might have stepped into another room or something like that. While we wait for Mr. Dace to hop on back, we've got some chat motherfucking shoutouts, ladies and germs. You guys already know it. It's the best part of the show. It's everyone's favorite part of the show. It's the chat motherfucking shoutouts. In fact, let's see if I can do this correctly. I had a chat shoutout sticker and I put it on my ozone machine inside of my truck. Brendan, I know that you and I were talking about ozone machines and Febreze and stuff a while back. I remember exactly where I was. I was driving through Pennsylvania, getting lost, trying to make my way over to go see a friend of mine over in New Jersey. And man, like that was a good stream. That was a good time, broski. Talking about Febreze and ozone and the ways that people can remove smells from their house. So
yeah,
a great time. Speaking of great time, though, we've got a bunch of folks in the chat. So we've got Mr. Moondog on the subject of like snakes in India and pythons in the Everglades. Apparently, hippos in Colombia is a side effect of the government taking down Pablo Escobar and his 4 zoo hippos getting out and taking over. So for those of you guys that don't know, hippos are one of the most dangerous animals with like the most kills from aggression. They're crazy territorial and they're super fucking dangerous. So watch out for them hippos. I guess they're down in Colombia now because,
Pablo, his 4 personal animals, essentially.
Maybe they made more, dude. Maybe they do be breeding. Maybe there was 2 boys, 2 girls, and they're having a whole bunch of incest babies or something. But that's fucking cool, man. That is good to know, Mr. Moondog. Thank you for that wonderful piece of trivia there. Next up, we've got Mr. Funkmaster Hex, who says, "Ladies and gentlemen, good evening." Good evening to you too, Mr. Funkmaster Hex. Glad that we could have you with us. Shout out to you up there in the Great White North. I hope that you're having an excellent time. I hope the weather up there is fantastic. Down here in Texas right now, it was about like 85, 80 degrees earlier today, so I'm feeling good. Life is great. Hopefully you're not freezing your butt off up there. And then we've got Mr. Frank White rocking and rolling in on again, saying cheers, bros. My goodness. Happy hump day. Happy hump day to you too, broski. Happy hump day indeed. We've got an update from Mr. Moondog that Gary Gensler's legacy is in the legal precedents and framework that he was able to smuggle in for his banker bros over at Goldman Sachs, where he worked while suckling the government teat. and he and his will be acknowledged by the cartel. So yeah, I'm sure that he's living a cushy life off somewhere now, getting taken care of by the bankers and everyone else that rocks and rolls on over there. So yeah, I I I like to think of a legacy as someone having like a long-standing effect on the world that makes it better. And I don't particularly categorize that one as being super cool and crazy. But you know what? It's something he might be remembered from. Then next up we got Mr. Eddie C20, who says, "Do you guys think that when Richard Hart left is because he had other lawsuits against him and everything he could have put on someone in charge of everything like a CEO?" I will say, and hire someone. I will say my own 2 cents is I think Richard Hart left just because he wanted to. You know, this is my own thoughts. Is I don't think Ricky owes anyone anything. I don't think that he loves Pulse Chain or hates Pulse Chain. I think that he's just waiting for the time to do the stuff that he wants to do to make it great. Um, I do wish that he would have done a better job with the leadership stuff. And I don't think that he left because of the lawsuits. I think that he left because he wanted to disappear. He said many times that he wanted to be the next Satoshi, and Satoshi just fucking disappeared. The problem is, is that Ricky is not the next Satoshi. He didn't build as excellent of a system that everybody liked. It was kind of more of a red ocean world than a blue ocean world. So for those of you that don't know, red ocean is like it's when you do something that everyone else is kind of doing, as opposed to blue ocean, which is like you're the only person that's like, if you're the only grilled cheese vendor at the fair, then like people are coming to you for the grilled cheese. But if you're a grilled cheese vendor in a sea of grilled cheese vendors and everyone's trying to sell grilled cheese, and it's like, well, why the fuck would I go to your stand as opposed to, you know, Jake Paul's stand over there where he sells better grilled cheese or whatever the fuck. So like I think that Richard Hart, he started Hex, and all of that, like crypto, like he started into the cryptocurrency space when it had already been pretty sort of well fleshed out, and he was pretty new to the DeFi zone, and he capitalized very well on something that everyone wanted to have more of and that everyone was looking for more of. And that's like the story of Hex and everything. But when it comes to Pulse Chain, when it comes to all of the other protocols and everything, I think that it kind of just sort of missed the mark. And it hasn't, and the things that it relied on, like specifically the Ethereum price, allegedly, just has not been doing as well as the gamble would have hoped. Just if it was all one big giant carry trade, then the carry trade has not functioned the way that it was thought to. And the things that Richard Hart did in the beginning that were very successful was like the streaming and the education and the involvement and the interaction and stuff. And he just kind of left and did his own thing. So anyways, those are my 2 cents on what happened with Ricky and him not hiring a CEO, him not doing all these other things. I think that he might have a very large or grandiose sense of self or something like that, and wouldn't necessarily want to hire someone else to take care of his baby that he might be neglecting or not neglecting. I don't know. Maybe it's all a big test. What do I fucking know?
I mean, what do you mean? Well, first of all, I don't even know what you mean by he's left. I mean, just launched ProveX. He's still building. So first of all, I don't even know what you mean by left. Second of all, we can all, agree or disagree on, what leadership should look like or what could have been done differently. But there's like a ton of DeFi protocols out there asking the same questions. Like, why is ETH price not going up, and why are Vitalik selling, and why does he not care about ETH price, which he said before? So yes, ETH at least had a great season, but for those who got into ETH later, they have not had a great season. In fact, didn't even really get anywhere near what we expected for ETH this cycle. So no, I mean, I think that I don't even know if I agree with the perception that he left. He's still there. He's ProveX just launched. Like I don't even know what that means. We can all agree that we wish things are different, but I see a lot of things happening from a marketing standpoint. We can again disagree if the marketing is good or not, but things are happening. I see a lot of other founders that aren't there doing anything. At least Richard Hart is trying, even if it's poor in some people's mind. But there is no company also, so I don't even know what you mean by left. if there is a company, I mean, there's a centralized entity, which means that things can be turned on and off. So I don't know. I still believe in Mr. Richard Hart. I still believe in the protocols that are built, and I am excited for the future because, you know, DeFi needs to continue to grow. And also, I like protocols that have opportunities for privacy. Railgun. We can skip these exchanges now or soon with ProveX once that officially launches, right? It's still in beta, even though there's tokens out there for people. The actual protocol is still in beta. So wait and see on that. So I'd say like most people that's like, okay, you failed, have too short of an outlook. Like I've always said 8 to 10 years. If you're going to wait and think you're getting rich in 2 years or 3 years, then fuck you. That's on you. You know, don't go asking questions about someone else when your assumptions and your hopes were just wrong, right? Like that's just too much. But yeah, I mean, I think you can always question what Richard Hart has done. I'd love to see him stream again. I don't know if that's possible with certain things that are out there. Maybe the red notice gets cleared up. At least part of it did. So it also looks to me like things are working in the background. Like I keep seeing things moving, and maybe it's not as fast as some people like. Maybe it's not as good as people like. But yeah, ProveX is still, I think, going to be a very good protocol. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
We shall see what happens indeed. Oh no, my battery is running low. Ladies and germs, we got to start wrapping up the show because my laptop is about to shut off, and that's not good. So I'm going to do a couple more chat shoutouts, and then I will move to close. And hopefully,
I like that conversation though. I'm certainly happy to have a full chop up on the Pulse Chain Richard Hart ecosystem here in the near future.
That would be good. I know that you said that you were not going to be around next Wednesday, but perhaps the following Wednesday would be a good time. Let's table that one and come back to it in the future. Right now, it's time for chat motherfucking shoutouts. We've got Miss Tam Tam has joined us. Hello, Tam Tam. Glad to see you. She says, hello, my lovelies. Hello to you too, Tam Tam. It's always good to see you in the chats. Welcome, welcome. Shout out to the #1 cheerleader in Hexaco, by the way, Tam Tam. I don't know if she's still doing her Tuesday Twitter spaces, but you guys should check those out if ever you have the opportunity. And we've also been joined by Mr. Hexglen, a sticker winner extraordinaire. Good to see you, Hexglen. Hexglen says, hey guys, with the little party emoji. Hello right back to you, Mr. Hexglen. And then there's some other chats and things. By the way, shout out to Mr. Eddie C20. I've passed out over 9,000 tablets in Arizona through barbershops, Department of Motor Vehicles, restaurants, mom and pop restaurants, everything. He passed them out. I gotta say, I'm in some of the chats where they do the tablet pass outs and things, and Eddie has been doing a fantastic job of just going out there and getting shit done. So good to see, Eddie. Glad that you're doing the work at the ground level, broski. We need
I appreciate it, and love to chop it up more another night.
Yeah, absolutely. On the subject of wanting to chop it up some more another night, Brendan, where can the folks find you, and what have you got going on in the near future?
Well, I'm going to that Irish show this weekend, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Gaelic Storm, so I will not be on the Sunday stream, but I will be drinking whiskey, and I will be saying, raise them up, and drink them down. And if you want 3 good songs to listen to tonight from Gaelic Storm, go listen to the beer song, and then go listen to I Was Raised on Black and Tans. It's a song that's kind of a joke about people in America that think they're from, they know they're from Irish descent, so they think they're Irish, but they've actually never even been to Ireland. And so it's a really funny play on that, in a fun way. It's a great song. But you can only find that one on YouTube. I don't know why, but it's not on Amazon Music or Apple Music anymore. And then, if you want to go listen to Whiskey or the Devil by the Clancy Brothers or by Gaelic Storm, also a great song. So that's a trifecta of Irish songs I'm looking forward to listening to this weekend. Other than that, my friend, I wish that I could be on the next couple shows. I know we've been kind of not pushing out as much content on these shows the last few weeks, and we just don't have as many people as we used to. And so we'll be back at it in a good progression here in the near future. But I'm here. We're here. We're still moving forward, and very curious to see what happens with the Clarity Act, and we'll see what happens with the Pulse Chain ecosystem. Will, Dace, you still there, or did we lose you for good?
We might have lost Dace.
All right. Well, then you tell us where the people can find
Yeah.
you, what you're up to, and check us out.
Yeah, I will go ahead and do that. Folks, if you guys want to find me in anything that I do, today is the last day that I can renew the will.pls.fyi thing before that domain becomes free. And I've decided that I just don't give a shit and somebody else can grab it if they want it. So if you guys want will.pls.fyi, it's probably going to be like $169 or some shit on the PLS domain. So you guys can find me in the DGen Roundtable by scanning that little QR code down on the bottom. And you guys can find Dace Northall in there as well, including over at Walk the Block. Check them out. They talk about some good stuff over there. But the DGen Roundtable is where you can find all of us. So scan that QR code or go to t.me/DRT join now. We stream every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday here on YouTube. And for this Friday, I'm going to be covering the next Brandon Joe Williams video. So you guys can look forward to that. It is video number 2, which is about, let me take a quick glimpse at what video number 2 is. Video number 2 covers the 14th Amendment, the slaughterhouse cases, and a bunch of other history stuff. So we're going to be talking about that and how the 14th Amendment has to do with you guys and everything along those lines. So it's about an hour-long video. I'll post some notes in the book club Telegram. We're not covering an actual book, but that's just the thing that I want to talk about. So feel free to join me if you guys want to watch the video that Brandon Joe Williams put out, and we will chittery chat later. Other than that, I want to thank you all for spending your valuable time with us here on the DGen Roundtable. As Agent Jay used to say back when he would stream with us, we know that time is your most valuable asset, and we appreciate you spending that time right here with us. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Will Stevenson, but more importantly, you have been watching the DGen Roundtable, and I'm the producer tonight, so I got to get my trigger finger ready because it's time to remind all the folks at home to remember to DGen responsibly.